Somewhere I think I got my numbering screwed up. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. Today's episode 140. I think. I don't know. My watch isn't on. I never don't have my watch on. I took it off because I was doing some work earlier. I had put my hands inside a very small space and it kept on getting stuck, so I took it off. And now I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have my watch. So I'm glad I started on time. That's what happens. Okay, welcome to the episode 140 of Randsanity. 140, that's crazy if you think about it, right? Almost 5 months. All right, we'll see. David Letterman did 17,000 episodes. 17,000. It's like 33 years. I don't know if I'll make it that long. I mean, I probably won't live 33 years if you think about that. That's a long time. I'd be old. Very old. Substantially older than I am now, 33 years from now. But maybe there'll be, miracle breakthroughs in science. Because of all the research and funding we do. And we'll all live long and healthy lives. We all should be so lucky, right? I don't think I will be one of those, though. That's just me. That's me. Anyway, welcome. Hope you had a great Saturday. Hope you got to, go out and enjoy the sun, watch some football, barbecue, do whatever you want to do. It's Saturday. You get to enjoy that. And tomorrow's Sunday, so you get to do it all over again. You get to get a day off, hopefully, and rest and recuperate and do whatever you want to do. Like I said, go out and do great things. Or not great things. Horrible, terrible things. Just as long as you enjoy it. So speaking of great things and things you want to do and things you enjoy and do whatever the hell you want, we'll start right off with Frank Sinatra in 1957. Apparently, this was his second attempt at a TV show. It was the Frank Sinatra Variety Show, and it appeared on ABC TV. Now, this was a variety drama anthology show. So I guess it was artists and musicians and guest stars and skits and then all sorts of poems and things. Apparently Sinatra hated rehearsals, hated them. He tried to cram, 11 episodes into 15 days, 15 days into 11 episodes, something like that. But of course it didn't work out well. You can't do that. You can't just jam stuff in there. I mean, like, what do you think I do? Do this 10 seconds before I get up here? No. I have to spend like 2 hours to give 30 minutes of this because I have to read it and write it down and burn through pens. I went to another pen today. They still make pens like they used to, apparently. I'm going to start using Bic ballpoints. These like roller things, man, God, they don't last very long at all. At all. Anyway, the network drama variety anthology was completely left up to him. It was like 100% him. The network gave him no guidelines and no recommendations. They just allowed him to do whatever the hell he wanted, which is kind of rare. The singer-actor, the show lasted from October 18th, 1957 to June 27th of 1958. So it didn't last that long. So I guess if you've given total control over your own stuff, you don't have that long to make it. So I expect to fail at some point because I have no control and I'm doing whatever the hell I want. So that's what I'm looking forward to, apparently. My variety drama anthology. I don't have any of those things, so we'll see. 1961, the film adaptation of the Broadway musical West Side Story is released. The 1957 Broadway musical premieres in New York City. The movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture of 1963 or 1962. The soundtrack as a soundtrack album was number one for 54 weeks. Okay, 54 weeks, which makes it the longest number one in album chart history. Still to this day, no album has charted longer than that. 54 weeks at number one. And West Side Story does have a great soundtrack. I listened to it a little. I'm like, yeah, oh man, it's a good movie. I've seen West Side Story before. I've seen the play. I've seen the movie, and yeah, it's definitely worth watching. Go watch West Side Story. It's fun. That was one of those plays I did in high school as well. We all had to do those high school plays, I believe. Yes, West Side Story. I was in West Side Story. So, when you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette till your last dying day. The Beat Brothers. The Beat Brothers. With Tony Sheridan, recorded Let's Dance in Hamburg, Germany on this day. The Beat Brothers were also known as the Beatles. I was confused by that, but I guess so. Okay. Maybe? That seemed confusing. 1967, on this day, October the 18th, Walt Disney Studios released the animated movie, The Jungle Book. It was based on the adaptation of Rudyard Kipling, The Jungle Book. And they actually made an animated movie. Who knew? I mean, we did, right? You paid enough attention to that, at least, I'm sure. We were aware of that, right? That Rudyard Kipling wrote The Jungle Book, and then Disney adapted it to that. Just saying. 1968. Greetings and salutations, Todd. How are you? See, I saw that right away. Caught it out of the corner of my eye. Hi, Todd. How are you? Welcome to Saturday night. 1968. The police, the constable type, found 219 grams of cannabis resin. Now, if you have 219 grams of cannabis resin, you're smoking a lot of dope, man. That's a lot of pot to be smoked to make that much resin. I was like, wait, 219 grams? I was like, that's a lot, isn't it? I think it is. I didn't do the conversion of grams to ounces, but yeah, it's a lot. I think there's a lot of grams. Anyway, they found 219 grams of cannabis residue in John Lennon's apartment. They fined him $200 for marijuana possession. This was in like Greenfield, London. Again, it seems like these Beatles smoked a lot of weed, man. They got busted a lot. And again, why are there so many police in your apartments? There's always like police in apartments, police in apartments, police in apartments. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I had the police in my apartment. I mean, I invited the fire department in for bomb sniffing dogs, but I don't exactly invite the police in on a regular basis. Hey, could you just come to my house? So I'm not sure how these actors and actresses always seem to have the police showing up when they're in hotels or apartments. I can't remember the last time I was in a hotel and the police came in. Never. Well, actually, that's not true. It did happen once on spring break. The police broke the door down in the hotel I was staying at. Long story, not for here. But yes, the police did break the door down. I didn't get arrested, though. It turned out that they were looking for someone else, not me at that moment, but yes. But anyway, that was a long time ago. So yeah, I can't imagine when the police break down doors or find weed in your house or apartment. It seems like a regular thing. Rod Stewart joins the rock band The Faces. Okay, I didn't research that at all. I just let it go. I was like, all right, sure. He had to be in a band, I guess. It wasn't just Rod Stewart, right? Rod Stewart and The Faces? Or The Faces with Rod Stewart? I don't know, man. This one was weird. And I kind of had to question it because I was like, wait, really? All right. 1974, R&B singer Al Green, apparently his girlfriend at the time, while he was in the shower, threw a boiling hot pot of hot grits onto the singer while showering. He received second-degree burns. She then committed suicide by shooting herself. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cold case for that one? Like, really? She shot her. So she threw grits on him, burned him in the shower, and then decided that she should kill herself. I'm going to call BS on that one. I'm sorry. I mean, did someone really look into that? Was there a note? Did she say, I'm going to throw shit and then suicide myself? I don't know, man. It seems like I'm pissed. You just threw hot grits on me. I just saying. That's how I read it. Okay, Occam's razor. The simplest is the correct, because that just seems like, yeah, no, not buying it. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that. 1974, the band. Okay, the band, the Country Hams. The Country Hams release instrumental song "Walking in the Park with Eloise." Okay, again, it gets interesting just a teeny bit. It's not gigantically interesting, but a little bit. It's written by James McCartney. Okay, James McCartney, and then it's produced by son Paul. So I guess Paul's dad, James McCartney, wrote a song in 1974. Walking in the Park with Eloise. I did not listen to it. I was going to, but I was like, I didn't think it would be that great. The group consists of Wings, Chet Atkins, and Floyd Kramer. Okay. But I just was like, really? James McCartney? I never heard Paul's dad's name or knew anything about him ever. So it was one of those things where, all right, so it just seemed a little bit strange that suddenly he pops up because he wrote a song that was an instrumental song and his son produced it and blah, blah, blah. I've never heard of that song, and I was going to listen to it, but I decided not to. So, because I really didn't care that much. It was one of those things where it was like, I don't really care. I mean, there's some things I just don't care about. Like in 1991, I don't really care, but it's interesting because the movie My Own Private Idaho was released on this day, and it starred Rivers Phoenix and Keanu Reeves. Okay, now I've seen that movie. It's a good movie. Rivers only lived, I think he died on Halloween of like 1993. He died like Halloween night. Viper Room party or something, I think. Yeah, we'll get that. If it was happening on the 31st, that's, in like 2 weeks. So, 2000, Zach De La Rocha announces on this date, October the 18th, that he will be leaving the band Rage Against the Machine. Why? Why would you do that? 2001, the movie musical and musical on Broadway, Mamma Mia, with the songs of ABBA. I like ABBA, sorry. It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I like some of the ABBA songs. They're good. Anyway, it opens at the Winter Garden Theater and then moves to the Broadhurst. It opened on the Winter Garden Theater on the October 18th of 2000. It's performed there until October 19th of 2013. So 13 years running as a play. Then it moves to this other theater for a couple more years, and it performs 5,773 shows. That's pretty good. It's pretty good for a Broadway play. Somebody definitely made bank on that one. Yeah, I see some of these things and it played 8 dates. I'm like, oh, you put a lot of money in it last over 8 days. That's, you failed. That's not a good one. But when you look at 5,773 dates, man, someone got rich. You got a lot of dough for that. I found this to be pretty funny. Ooh, good thing I have a windscreen. What the hell? I'm spitting up. I need to stop eating when I'm doing this. No cookies, though. Still haven't had cookies. I'm trying to cut down on my sugar. I have my BMI. I check my BMI. 19%. Or my BMI is 19.5. So my body mass index 90.5. I guess that's good. It says I'm average, just above underweight. So I guess that's okay. I guess, right? And my body fat was athletic. So I guess that's good, right? I'm all right with that. But 1956, a 21-year-old Elvis Presley pulls into a gas station in Memphis, Tennessee, where a small crowd of autograph seekers start to gather. So after a few minutes, the station manager owner comes out and asks Elvis to please move along. Elvis does not seem to heed this man. His name is Ed Hopper. And decides to just go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and, smack Elvis in the back of the head. Come on, buddy, move it along. Well, this Mr. Hopper then finds himself on the receiving end of a punch in the face by Elvis. I mean, would you really just smack a 20-year-old one in the back of the head? I mean, that's, FAFO right there, right? Yeah, come on, buddy, just move along. Smacks him in the back of the head. Anyway, I guess Elvis turned around and punched this guy in the face. So nothing like getting punched in the face. So apparently then the store employee, and Aubrey Brown, comes out to assist his boss. Well, Aubrey Brown is no match for the 21-year-old Elvis, who also seems to handle him soundly. The police show up, and the two of them are charged with assault. Nothing for Elvis, but Hopper and Brown are both charged with assault and are fined $25 and $15 respectively. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just kind of like amusing. Like, really? You're just going to smack some dude in the back of the head? Move it along, buddy, come on. I mean, even in 1956, I mean, you're not going to put up with it. So Elvis was kind of a badass in that respect, I guess. You're a 21-year-old. Some dude probably comes and pops you in the back of the head, be like, move it along, buddy. Woo! Not a good way to have your reputation of why your name gets mentioned. Yeah, I got punched out by Elvis. Another Paul McCartney, 1957. Paul McCartney made his first appearance with the band The Quarrymen. Okay, so The Quarrymen was at the new Club Moore Hall, Norris Green, Liverpool. That was right literally outside was the cemetery where they found Eleanor Rigby. The lineup was McCartney, Lennon, Eric Griffith, Corey Hanton, and Len Gary. Paul played John some songs that he had composed. Lennon stated later that this marked the birth of the Lennon-McCartney songwriting partnership. This date, 1957, October the 18th, is when Lennon and McCartney became one and unified in their partnership for musical excellence. And the Beatles, eventually. 1964, taking a day off from their British tour, the Beatles, feeling inspired, went into the studio and recorded 6 tracks and an A-side for the studio recording. That's pretty good. I mean, we talked about they did one day where they did one song 3 times, but this time they did 6 tracks in one day. So their next single was I Feel Fine. They also completed 8 Days a Week, Kansas City, Hey, 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 Mr. Moonlight, I'll Follow the Sun, Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, Rock and Roll Music, and Words of Love. That's a lot of songs to do in one day. And they must have been very prolific. Because they're out touring, probably they were feeling very creative. And they were all warmed up with their instruments and such. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't write 6 songs in one day. I mean, you might. That could be you. But I just don't have that in me. I'm lucky if I can string 6 sentences together in one day these days. My brain is like mush. 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first gig as a band, supporting French pop star Johnny Hallyday. They performed this at the Paris Olympia in France. Now, remember, their band consisted of, one of the guys in there was Cox, Billy Cox. He was born on this day. And he's from Wheeling, West Virginia. How the hell did I not see that? That just sucks. Sorry about that. That was totally on me. I was looking at it and but I looked away. Yeah, so Billy Cox, who was in the Jimi Hendrix Experience, born on this day, October 18th. So he got to perform the first gig was on his birthday, but he's from Wheeling, West Virginia. I had no idea. So did you realize that Jimi Hendrix's like dude, the Jimi Hendrix Experience was from Wheeling, West Virginia? That's wild. 1967, the Bee Gees were number one on the UK singles with Massachusetts. It was the group's first of 5 number ones. Number 2 that day was Engelbert Humperdinck with the song The Last Waltz. Engelbert Humperdinck. I did not listen to that song. And number 3 was Traffic with Hold in My Shoe. Didn't listen to that song either. I was way down a rabbit hole listening to something completely different at that point tonight. Because 1967, the Ode to Billy Joe from the debut album for Bobby Gentry was number 1 on the U.S. charts. It was the only album to knock Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band off the charts. Because again, it was on there for a long time. Its 15-week reign at the top spot, where that's how long they were, there. Sgt. Pepper's was on there for 15 weeks at the top spot, and Gentry knocked them out with the Ode to Billy Joe. The recording of the track Ode to Billy Joe generated 8 Grammy nominations. It won 3 of them, including one for arranger Jimmy Haskell. I forget why I put that in there. There was something about Jimmy Haskell. Maybe it's later. Short-term memory problem tonight. 1974, Sweet Sensation. A TV talent contest winner, was number 1 on the UK singles chart with Sad Sweet Dreamer. It was their only number 1. I had to listen to it. It was so bad. It was not great. They were in like these crazy blue, like jumpsuity things. It was just, they were definitely a TV talent show winner contest. I was like, what? What is this? Is this like American Idol from 1974? This is tragic. It's so bad. What are you going to do? 1979, the band The Buggles were number 1 on the UK singles chart with Video Killed the Radio Star. They were a made-up band, right? They were a studio band. They were not like, they were not formed, they were created. Well, they were famously also, if you do not know, they were the first video shown on the video television network MTV, which announced that they started August 1st, 12:01 a.m., in 1981, that they will in fact cease operations with music television by the end of this year and all of their things. MTV Music, all their music streaming musical things will all end by the end of the year. So RIP to MTV. You served us well back when you actually were a music video thing, before we had all sorts of stuff. But yes, the Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Video Killed the Radio Star. 1988. Stephen Love, brother of the Beach Boys singer Mike Love, pled guilty to 1 count of grand theft in Los Angeles County Municipal Court. Apparently, the Love brother was the band The Beach Boys manager for a time. And while he was in fact the manager, he embezzled $900,000. Unlike Prince, whose manager embezzled $5 million from his 108 bank accounts. I don't know how many bank accounts the Beach Boys had. But yes, Brother Love stole $900K of it. It's just, you read about it all the time, these rock stars don't pay enough attention, I mean, I guess if you have that much money and, many, many bank accounts, it's easy to lose it. But still, it just seems a little odd that you would not. How do you miss $900K? Someone has to be either really smart to be hiding it, or you don't pay attention at all. I'm thinking it's probably a little of both, right? I'm just saying. I have witnessed it. I saw someone do it once, long ago. Not me. But I saw someone do something like that, or found out about it. Didn't affect me, but they were very duplicitous. They were very sneaky about it. But they didn't get away with it because, I don't know, you get caught. Frontman Axl Rose of the band Guns N' Roses, while performing at the Los Angeles Coliseum and opening for the band The Rolling Stones, on stage announces that this will be the last Guns N' Roses concert ever, unless the band, quote unquote, gets their shit together, unquote. Apparently this was in reference to the band's extensive use of heroin. Okay. I guess that's why Axl Rose looks like a 72-year-old woman from the Ukraine. If you've seen pictures of him lately. Wow, don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. I mean, that was 1989. I guess maybe they got their shit together and stopped doing heroin. But wow, for you to publicly scream that out while in a concert, opening for the Rolling Stones, no less, there must have been a problem. Or that it was really high at the time. I don't know. You tell me. 2008, Julie London, singer and actress, died. She scored the 1956 number 9 slot single for Cry Me a River. Cry Me a River. She was a crooner type. She was also this song was also in the 1956 film, The Girl Can't Help It. She apparently had 32 albums. There's no time she charted out of 32 albums. I mean, you got to give her, points for trying. 32 albums, that's a lot of songs that apparently never got anywhere. But she was also an actress. So she was on the TV show Emergency as Nurse Dixie from 1972 to 1979. I don't remember that at all. I went to Google it and I'm like, oh, okay, Julie London. But yeah, 32 albums, and she resulted in one number 9 hit for Cry Me a River. All right. You got to give her tenacity. Keep going. Don't stop. Plug away. 2005, the image of a naked John Lennon, taken on December 8th, 1980, which also happens to be the last day that he was alive, was named the top U.S. magazine cover of the past 40 years. The Rolling Stones cover, shot by Annie Leibovitz, is a picture of Lennon naked, curled up around Yoko Ono. I'm sure you've seen that picture. I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that picture somewhere. It was basically picked by editors, artists, and designers alike as the best magazine cover in the past 4 decades. I could see that. I mean, it's subjective because that's art. I didn't really look at what the other categories were, but I guess sure. Amy Winehouse was arrested. Now, see, again, this is. I don't get this. Amy Winehouse was arrested in Bergen, Norway, and held overnight for possession of cannabis when they found it in her hotel room. Why do you have the police in your hotel room? That's what I want to know. Why are the police in your hotel room? She was released the following morning after paying a fine of $714. How do the police get into hotel rooms so readily when it seems to be all these singers? Like, you banging on the wall? And, I mean, the manager usually comes first. You want to quiet down, please? Sorry, we'll keep it down. I mean, what do you have to be doing that have the police come into your hotel door? I'm curious about this. This is something I must seek out and find. How is it that you get police to your door? Because I can't imagine that they come right away. You know, the hotel's got their own person that comes and knocks on your door. The cops just don't automatically come. We've got a noise complaint. Call the police. I mean, right? Call me crazy. I'm just saying. 2008, Adele appeared on Saturday Night Live. The show earned its highest ratings in 14 years with 17 million viewers. She played Chasing Pavement and Cold Shoulder. The next day, she topped the iTunes charts, and her debut album jumped 35 spaces on the Billboard chart to number 11 the following week. So Saturday Night Live is good for something, or maybe that was her, I don't know, TV debut. I don't know. I didn't really think about that. Like, why would that be? Maybe she wasn't introduced to the American public yet as much, since she was British. That could do it. 2009, The Editors went to number 1 on the UK album with Is This Light and On This Evening. It was their third album. The Editors have been to the big room. I went and I listened to that album. I was like, I didn't know a single damn song from it. I was like, wait, do I know any songs from this? The last song on the album has a really crazy video with kind of like this black and white animated, almost like AI, I don't know, cartoon thing. Just kind of bizarre. I watched it and I was like, okay, this is kind of freaky and weird. 2011, a Birmingham County court declared 4 of the original members of UB40 to be bankrupt. Despite them selling 70 million albums over a 33-year career. 70 million albums over a 33-year career, and they were bankrupt. I was like, how is this possible? Well, it was due in part to the fact that they owned a record label, DEP International, and in fact, the record label failed miserably, and it was in so much debt that didn't matter, that all of their money was gone because of all the royalty payouts and whatever else or jazz they had to do for this record label that just they apparently did not let go of and just failed miserably. I mean, 70 million. That's crazy that you could, I'm just saying, you know. 2013, Paul McCartney gave an impromptu concert in Covent Garden, London for approximately 2,000 people during a lunchtime rush. He just kind of did a pop-up show, and as people were walking by were like, wait, is that McCartney? And he played a whole gig. He did release his new album, New, later that week. So it was a publicity stunt. Paul. Better than that. But sure, I mean, that would be fun to do. Walking down the street, next thing you know, you got Paul McCartney playing. Be like, right? All right. 2002, the Airborne Toxic Event did a big room performance at CD929 FM. Wait. Yes, they did. I was looking through pictures and was like, wait a second. That's today. That's October the 18th. That's the Airborne Toxic Event. That's the big room. Who knew? How fun. All right. Born on this day, Chuck Berry. My ding-a-ling. We talked about yesterday. My ding-a-ling. Chuck Berry. He died in 2017. Aww. Billy Cox from the Jimi Hendrix Experience, who performed their very first gig today. Born in Wheeling, West Virginia. I was completely, what? The Jimi Hendrix Experience connection to Wheeling, West Virginia. Had no idea. Did not know. Simon Ricks of Kaiser Chiefs, born on this day. We've met Simon Ricks, Kaiser Chiefs. Good band, great songs. Let's see, George C. Scott, born on this day. Actor George C. Scott, he died in 1999. Remember, he was Patton. He also was in Dr. Strangelove. If you've never seen Dr. Strangelove, just watch it. It's just funny. If you like Peter Sellers, it's just a weird movie. I guess you have to sort of have that Monty Python desire for stuff. It's just a little strange. Peter Boyle, born on this day. He died in 2006. Peter Boyle, remember, was the monster in Young Frankenstein. Frankenstein. Dawn Wells. Remember we talked about her just the other day. She died in 2020. She was Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island. Remember, she died, but the only one that's left now is Ginger, Tina Louise, because she did not go to the reunion movie back in the 70s. So maybe that was one of those curses. You left the island. It's time to die. I mean, they're all old anyway. I mean, that happens. We all get there eventually. I mean, right? Or we don't get there. Some of us don't. And then his birthday today, 65 years old, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Belgian kung fu action hero star. I've not heard from Jean-Claude Van Damme in a while. I don't know what he's up to. Just besides being rich and in Belgium, I don't know. Anyway, that's that. That's episode 140. Sunday's tomorrow. I don't know what Sunday's going to bring. It's not going to bring Saturday. It's going to bring Sunday. So I think I'm going to make some Taylor ham for breakfast tomorrow. Some good old Jersey food, comfort food for breakfast. Taylor ham, egg and cheese sandwich. If you don't know what it is, you're missing out. Let me know. I'll get you some Taylor ham, and we'll get it from Wyland's and grill some up. It's like, I don't know, Canadian bacon, spam, Taylor ham. I don't know. Can't describe it. But it's good. Grew up eating it, so Taylor ham, egg and cheese. It's a Jersey thing. Or pork roll. I guess it's also called pork roll. Depends on, again, the geographic location of where you are in Jersey, if it's north or south. Taylor ham's north, pork roll south. And don't get it wrong, because they look at you. Oh, you're a pork roll fan, I see. Oh, Taylor ham fan. So you have to know where you are geographically, where kind of the delineation line is between North Jersey and South Jersey, if you're an aficionado of the meat. All right, I digress. I'm talking about meat and Taylor ham and breakfast, and it's not even midnight. Okay. Well, the auction, right? There's this. Let's see. There's this thing, right? Me, yes. There's that. And what else? There was. The auction thing. The auction's up and running. I didn't get the stupid thing. Where is it? Sorry. I was a little disorganized tonight. Whoops. Nope. Oh, it's on a different page. I guess we're not going to see it. I will actually get a page and find out how I can make the URL clickable so you can find where it is. But it's Delphi Auctions. You can also go to the Dispatch and look for it. It was in the Columbus Underground. It's on the Facebook page. It's on the fan page, everything. So go find some shit you want and buy it. I'm not taking it with me, apparently. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Have a great one. Fade to black. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my God. What am I doing?